this for about 25 years, rough give or take. So my question is, what gets you out of bed, keeps you coming to work, keep you fired up? What's behind that? 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of ATtalks. Coming at you with a new series. This is gratitude and passion. And hey, Paul, I didn't let you know this, but I just wanted to say thank you for not only being a friend for the last year and a half, but being a mentor of mine. And I'm really grateful that I ran into you on social media and that you shared so much knowledge and wisdom and experience and perspectives with me over the last 15 months. So before we got into the passion part, I just wanted to say thank you.
Well, mentorship goes two ways. It was, you got to find the silver lining in what we do. And when COVID hit and everybody was kind of locked down and we couldn't do anything, and you and a couple others, Mike and Ed, put together, just started shooting the crap, and all of a sudden it blossomed. And I'm really fortunate you guys did that. And we take advantage of what we do. And there's a line from Heartbreak Ridge with Clint Eastwood. We're Marines. We adapt, improvise, and overcome. Well, we do the same thing in athletic training.
Absolutely, we do. So I've been doing this for full-time 3 years, but 5 years is when I became certified. And you've been doing this for about 25 years, rough give or take. So my question is, what gets you out of bed, keeps you coming to work, keep you fired up? What's behind that?
It's really all about the why, and that's what you're asking about. But you have to understand your own why. If you're in it for the money, or if you're in it because, well, we all know nobody's in this for the money. But if you're in it because you like sports, you like hanging out with athletes, that ain't gonna get it done, because that gets old in a hurry. You have to have passion, and I use the word passion. I don't like what I do. I don't love what I do. I have passion for it. It's deeper. Um, Being able to help that athlete who do something that they love, that for one reason, well, either they are injured and they can't do it, so we help them get back there, or they're injured not so bad that they can't do it, but they can't do it to their full extent and their full potential, and we can help bring that out. And just to help people do what they love, that's all it takes for me.
Now, I have a question for you. There's a lot of days where I don't need anything to fire me up. I just wake up,
Sure.
I'm ready to go, I'm ready to rock. But then there's some time periods where it's like, all right, just go to work. Do you ever have those where you just have to
Abs-
get through today, get through tomorrow?
Absolutely. There are good days and bad days. We have a senior this year playing girls lacrosse who tore her ACL. That day sucks. And the next day is even worse, because, you got to come in and face her and tell her career is over after she lost her junior year to COVID. And this is a one weekend of practice. We haven't even played a game senior year, and she tears her ACL and her career's over. And I got to tell her that. Those days suck, but knowing that we can help make that better for her, and we can find another direction. And yes, there are days you just got to get through it, and you got to fight it, and look for the silver lining. She took it great, and she's been here every day, and her rehab's going spectacular after surgery. And you find the silver lining. Like when COVID comes in, you find social media friends, and all of a sudden they become true friends. You got to find the good in it, because if you're looking for negative, you'll find it. But if you're looking for some positive, you'll find that too. But you got to be looking. If you're looking to be negative, and you're looking to be pissed off because your coaches rescheduling things, or they're moving times on you and they didn't communicate with you, well, did you communicate with them? Did you reach out to them and say, hey, are you practicing today at 3 o'clock? I know that's what's on the schedule. Are we doing that? Tomorrow's our practice at 3 o'clock. That's what's scheduled. Are we still on? And if they say yes, then it's on them. But if you wouldn't ask, why are we blaming them for not hunting you down? If you don't ask, you're not going to hear yes.
Mhm. Absolutely. And another question I want to ask you is that going to work, being a full-time athletic trainer is one thing, but the mentorship, the leadership, the state, district, NATA participation, how do you keep all that going and are still so fired up and interested in helping the profession after 2.5 decades?
Well, that's just it. I get so much from the profession. I think it's my responsibility to give back to it. So by being a mentor to others, but and by being a mentor, I'm getting stuff back. Don't get me wrong. That's a double benefit. You know, I get to give as well as I get back, and giving back to the profession, it's helping me as a professional. If I'm working with a secondary school committee, helping create position proposals, if I'm working with the ethics committee and we're keeping bad athletic trainers out of the profession, things like that, that it helps me in the long run, as well as all the other athletic trainers. So, again, looking for the silver lining.
Is that the advice you would give for the early career athletic trainer, someone 10 years or less, roughly? They're just kind of going through the day and you have some good days and some bad days. What would you say to them to just keep moving forward one day at a time? Or
Have a plan.
Mhm.
Know what you want to achieve. If you're going in each day going, I wonder what's going to happen to me today. Well, that's going to happen to you. But if you go in saying, okay, I need to restock my cabinets, I got to see these 8 guys for rehab. I've got practice to make sure I'm prepped for, and think about what the worst can happen, so you're prepared for it, and then you're prepared for it, and you can handle it. You're going in and you're just walking in the door, looking around, going, okay, what are we doing? It's going to happen to you, not for you.
Mhm.
And yeah, you're going to have bad days, and that's okay. You fight through those and look for the good stuff, and you'll find it.
Mhm.
And in every job setting, I work in a secondary school setting, and I love it. And I'm passionate about it. I'm sure the industrial athletic trainers, they're going to go in and the factory's all gray, and they got to find something to motivate them, whether it's their patients, their coworkers, whatever. You find something, because if you're not looking for it, you ain't gonna find it.
No, you absolutely you have to have a plan for sure. You can't just be waking up and with no direction and just letting the boat kind of drift off at shore. You have to have a destination in mind.
Absolutely.
Is there any, if you could go back to when you were younger, did you have any mentors that like gave you a specific piece of advice or just said something that has stuck with you?
Did you just call me old, by the way? But besides that,
Uh, you know, I put a video up a couple days ago and I said you were 137 in there. I don't know if
yeah,
you watched it, but
yeah. No, I caught it. Don't get me wrong. Um, I was kind of feeling good because before you're usually calling me 176. So I don't recall one specific piece of advice that just hung with me. I've had great mentors. I've had Hall of Fame mentors, um, who had a similar passion, and I learned by observing and watching their passion and how they got through their day, and how they gave back to the profession, and they still give back to me. I reach out to them. I've talked to 2 of them yesterday, as a matter of fact. So having that connection and staying connected with your mentors is really important, and being able to ask them questions as you get into those bad days, be able to have somebody to reach out to and say, hey, I just need to talk. I don't need a solution. I need you to let me vent. Or, hey, I need a solution. I've got a problem. To have somebody to reach out to is really important, especially for a young professional.
no, I 100% agree. There are a lot of people talking out, on social
Mm.
media, but when you talk or when you have something to say to me, I shut up and listen because I know that you're coming from a place where you've experienced it in some way, shape, or form, or you might have a different perspective than me. And that mentorship aspect is so big,
Yeah,
and I appreciate you being available
yeah,
and always answering the phone when I call or when I text or when I throw you a DM or a tweet.
yeah.
It's really been helpful for
But
me.
again, it goes both ways. You as a young professional, there are things that you learned in your education that wasn't out there when I went through school. So when I reach out and say, "Hey, I want to look at this modality, but I don't know anything about it. What do you think?" You're there for us, and we learn from you. Thus, and when I say we, the more experienced professionals, we learn from the young professionals as much as you all learn from us. It's just we're learning different things from each other, and that's the give and take of a mentor-mentee relationship.
Well, I don't really have any other questions. I just wanted to thank you for being there for me the last 15 months and giving me that different perspective because uh, I think a specific way. So it's very nice to run that through somebody and have a different perspective come in and say like, well, maybe you're getting a little too little ego here, and maybe try to do this and build these relationships and go at it this way. And
Well, that's
it
just that
helps.
we're all looking at it a different way. We all have our own experiences, our own morals and ethics, and we got to kind of sometimes fight through that. And that's sometimes the toughest thing. You get that athlete, that volleyball player or the cross country kid, and you've gotten to know them and you really like them, and here they are coming in the room and they've got an injury. Can you put aside those feelings and evaluate them objectively and be able to make the determination of what's wrong and what should they do, not what can they do and what can they get away with? You know what I mean? To put that aside, and that's really hard. The two hardest things is that and the battle between ethics and morals. What you think is right versus what society and your job thinks is right. Your employer says you can't use rectal thermometry because we don't want that going on here, but it could save somebody's life. Do you do it or do you not? And if you do it, are you doing it correctly? Are you educated on how to do it? And are you going to save somebody's life? Or did you see a neat tool on the internet and you're going to use that because you saw it looked really cool and some other professionals you respect know how to use it, so they use it. I'm going to do it because they did it. And are you going to get yourself in more trouble? Like I said, like you and I both said, there's got to be a plan to it, and you can't just haphazardly do stuff. Um, you know, there's always more to do, get better at, and learn. Everything from the psychology, the mental health, to the nutrition, and there's so much that's changing and growing. It's never ending.
Absolutely. Well, I see you're at work there. Don't work too hard. It is June.
You never work too hard.
Work all the time.
No. You work hard, play hard.
Work
It's
hard.
you do it all.
Yeah, throw some balance in there. Throw some barbecue
Absolutely.
in there. Uh,
Never
you
get too
know,
much barbecue.
a day at the beach or something, fishing
No,
or whatnot. But
absolutely.
thank you for your time on this Thursday morning here, afternoon for
Yes,
you.
yes, it's yes.
Thursday afternoon for you.
Yeah.
I'll put this up and have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I hope to see you someday in real life, at an
Absolutely.
AT in the future.
Absolutely. And let everybody know that anybody has a question, I'm accessible through Twitter and whatever, and reach out. Happy to help.
What's the thing going on Friday? I saw there's a little infographic and it was like Motivation Friday or something with
Oh
Paul,
yeah, that's the
MAATA.
Mid Atlantic Athletic Trainer Association. They kind of do a shout out to kind of introduce different committee members throughout the district,
Oh,
and they're giving a shout out to me this week.
well deserved.
I try.
Well deserved, buddy.
Always getting better.
All right. Have a great day, brother.
You too.